Add your devices. Hey everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to get your devices added to your hub. But first things first, make sure your hub is already online and on your Wi-Fi. Once your hub is good to go, open up the app. It'll automatically find the most recently connected hub. Now, just head over to the Devices tab and hit the Add icon to get your first device added. You've got 4 ways to control your gear: infrared, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or radio frequency. If you're not quite sure which technology your device uses, we've got a handy article called "I'm Not Sure Which Type to Choose" to help you figure it out. Add an infrared device. There are 2 ways to add an IR device. You can either search for and download the code library from our database, or learn the commands directly from your original remote. Search in the database. Usually, search in the database is the best way to go. Just type in the brand and model. You can test the power command to ensure it controls the device as expected. Next, you'll need to set your IR emitters. This includes the hub body, its IR ports, the remote, and any repeaters. Here's a quick pro tip. Try not to pick too many emitters for one device at once. Since they fire off signals one by one, selecting too many can cause duplicate commands or a bit of a lag. Just pick the one that works best. Finally, give your device a name. Pick a background color and a cool icon. Then hit Complete. It usually takes about 20 seconds to download, and you're all set. Your device is now officially added to the hub. Test commands to match the correct code library. Can't find your exact model in the database? No problem. You can find the right code library by simply testing a few commands. Hit the Start Testing button on the screen to get started. Select your device type and start testing the on-screen commands. If your device responds correctly to a command, hit Yes. You might need to test a few. And the system will automatically pair you with the most compatible code library. From there, you can use the test mode to double-check other buttons. Pick your IR emitter and fill in your device info to wrap things up. Learn from original remote. If you only need a couple of basic commands, like just the power button, it's actually easier to just learn them directly from your old remote. Otherwise, I definitely recommend searching the database first to get the full set of controls. That said, if your brand or model happens to be missing from the database, you can always rely on the learning mode to get it added. To start, hit Learning and choose your device type, like a TV. The app will ask if your original remote has a single power button, separate on and off buttons, or no power switch at all. To learn an IR command, just point your original remote at the hub and give the button a quick press and release, just like you're channel surfing on your TV. That should do the trick. If you run into any trouble, just try re-entering the learning mode and give it another shot. Next, just select your IR emitters, fill in the device info, and you're all set. Your device is now officially added to the hub. Add a Bluetooth device. Let's look at how to add a Bluetooth device. Go ahead and select your actual brand from the list in the app. In this video, we'll use Apple TV as our example. Pro tip: if your specific brand isn't listed, don't worry. You can simply select a generic profile like Bluetooth keyboard, Android box, or other. Since the X2 pairs as a standard input device, these generic profiles will still allow you to control your gear perfectly. Now, find your device in the app and start downloading the code. Give it about 20 seconds to wrap things up. Once that's done, grab your Apple TV remote and head over to Settings on Bluetooth. Look for a device starting with SofaBaton and select it to pair. If SofaBaton doesn't show up, don't worry. Just try toggling your Bluetooth off and on. Then, go back one page in the app and hit Continue to let the hub re-enter pairing mode. Once paired, the app will pop up a notification right away to let you know. Add Wi-Fi control device. Currently, the X2 offers two ways to add Wi-Fi devices: scanning your local network directly or connecting via a cloud account token. For direct local scanning, the X2 supports Roku, Sonos, and Philips Hue. For Android users, the app scans automatically. If you're on iOS, simply pick your brand first. The rest of the process is exactly the same. Here's a quick pro tip. If nothing is popping up, don't sweat it. Usually, it just means your phone and the hub aren't on the same network. Also, make sure you're on 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi. The hub connects best on that frequency. Back to the setup, find your device in the list and tap on it. Then, follow the app prompts, fill in the device info, and you're all set. And here's a pro tip for the future. If your remote ever stops responding, it's likely because the router changed the device's IP address. But it's an easy fix. First, enter the device. Go to Edit. Tap Reset Device IP. Confirm the IP and hit Complete. That usually gets everything working again instantly. Add via cloud. For certain brands, local scanning isn't an option. The SofaBaton app needs an authorized API key or token to connect via the cloud. Currently, supported brands include Govee and LifeX, with more likely to be added later. Next, we'll use LifeX for this demo. Tap Open LifeX Cloud to launch the web page. Log in, tap your profile, and select Personal Access Tokens. Hit Generate New Token, give it a label, tap Generate, and copy the created token. Then, return to the SofaBaton app, paste it under Paste Token below, and tap Confirm and Get Devices. Just fill in the device info, hit Complete, and you're all set.
Add Home Assistant Remote. Integrate SofaBaton with Home Assistant via MQTT to implement the complete automation triggering workflow. Step 1. In your Home Assistant app, navigate to Settings, go to Add-ons, and hit the Add-on Store button. Find the Mosquito Broker add-on, install it, and start it. Step 2. Open the SofaBaton app and select Connect to Home Assistant. Confirm the MQTT broker is installed in the Home Assistant app, then enter the connection details to establish communication between the hub and your system. Enter your IP, port, and your Home Assistant username and password. Once entered, hit Next to complete. If the app says it failed, please check and enter the correct information. Step 3. Add a virtual remote in the SofaBaton app and set up commands to control Home Assistant. Head to the Devices page, tap the Add icon, select Wi-Fi, and choose Home Assistant Remote. Enter a command name. The system will auto-generate the MQTT trigger information. This serves as the MQTT trigger for your Home Assistant automations. Hit Confirm to view the command list. You'll see your command listed there. Tap Add a new command to add more. Once you've added all your commands, enter a name for the virtual remote. Pick an icon and hit Complete to finish. Step 4. In Home Assistant, you can configure automations to listen for these MQTT commands and trigger specific actions. First, inside your Home Assistant app, navigate to Settings, tap Automations and Scenes, and hit Create Automation. Select Create New Automation. Tap Add Trigger and find the MQTT trigger. Then input the corresponding MQTT topic and payload generated by the SofaBaton app. Enter the action you want to trigger. For example, since I have a light in my system, we can set the action to turn it on. Finally, hit Save to complete. The automation will be triggered when the topic and payload of the MQTT message triggered by the SofaBaton Remote or app match these settings. Home Assistant controls SofaBaton Hub. Before integrating SofaBaton, please make sure that the MQTT service has been added to Home Assistant and that the hub has been connected to Home Assistant. For specific guidance, you can refer to steps 1 and 2 in the Add Home Assistant Remote video. First, go to Hacks, search for SofaBaton Hub, and install the integration. Next, navigate to Settings, then go to Devices and Services. Find your SofaBaton Hub and configure it by entering your MQTT broker information. Once configured, find the hub, go to the Device Details page, click the remote icon, and manually update the hub data. Finally, head to Automations and Scenes and create an automation. For example, set the trigger to 8 a.m. and then set the action to turn on the SofaBaton. Listen to music activity. IP control. Create a virtual device directly in the SofaBaton app to execute IP-based control commands. For example, let's take a Denon amplifier. First, obtain the control command from the official API. Combine it with the target device's local IP to form the complete URL. Then, select the request method to complete the setup. Regarding connect type, additional headers, and body, these are optional fields. Please check the target device's official API to see if they are required. If you need help with parameters, tap the blue "Here" link for details. After entering the correct information, proceed to the next step. You will see your configured command in the list. You can add more commands here. If you are done, hit Next, enter the device name and icon to finish.
Add a RF device. Here you can add your RF devices. Whether it's 433 or 315 MHz, the hub learns directly from your old remote. The process is identical for both frequencies. Just pick the one you need to enter the list. We'll use RF315 for this demo. Select the button you want to program and hit to learn to put the hub into learning mode. Here's the trick for a clean signal. Keep away from heavy electronics. Point your original remote at the hub and hold the button for about 1 second. Once it says Success, test the new button immediately to ensure it responds perfectly every time. But if learning fails, simply re-enter learning mode. And a quick note, advanced devices using rolling codes might be incompatible with standard signal learning. Back to the setup. Finish up the rest of the buttons, hit Next, fill in the device info, and finally tap Complete. You're good to go.